Jungkook stood in the doorway, still drained from the last night's rain. The sky was clear, but everything else in his world felt wrecked. The house felt empty without her Wayne presence. The calm, steady weight of her love was missing, and it wasn't silence that haunted him now. It was the memory of her voice, the way she would look at me one last time, not with hate, not with love, with quite heartbreaking disappointment. Jungkook to himself, you let her walk away. He dropped the DNA letter to the floor. It doesn't matter anymore. Truth or not, he had already become the little girl's father, but now he had no one left to tell that to. Soojin sat in Kwan's living room, knees swinging from the couch, clutching her favorite stuffed bunny. Soojin, why did Uma leave? Kwan, she didn't leave you. She left something that was hurting her. Soojin, is Appa going to come get her? Kwan didn't answer. He looked away. Soojin's voice cracked. Soojin, if she is not my real mom, does that mean I don't belong to her? Kwan, she is more real than blood. That woman raised you when no one else would. She stayed when others ran. She chose you. Soojin's eyes filled with tears. Soojin, then why didn't Appa choose her? Jungkook alone in the bedroom. Remember a moment from 2 years ago. Wayne had fell asleep on the floor beside Soojin's bed. The little girl had a fever, and Wayne had not left her side all night. Jungkook had stood in the doorway back then too, silent, detached, but a part of him had softened watching Wayne hum a lullaby Soojin didn't even understand. And yet he'd never said thank you, never said I love you, never said stay. Now this 3 year silence echoed louder than ever. Kwan stood beside Minsui at the edge of town. Her suitcase was packed. There were no goodbyes, only instructions. Kwan, leave, don't come back, not even to check on her. Minsui, she was all I had. Kwan, then you should have protected her like Wayan did. Minsui, I thought giving her to Jungkook was protecting her. Kwan, no, you gave her to a man who wasn't ready to be a father and left her to be raised by a woman you didn't even know. Wayan stood by the window, arms crossed, watching the city burst below. Her phone buzzed with missed calls, all from Jungkook, all unanswered. She wasn't angry, she wasn't crying. She was tired of beginning second, of beginning alive too, of carrying her love on her own back, like it was hers alone to bear. Her friend entered the room with tea. Jia, he called again. Wayan, he should be talking to Soojin, not me. Jia, do you want him to choose you? Wayan, I wanted him to choose me when I was right there, not now when I'm gone. Jungkook phone's buzz. Soojin, Appa, Jungkook. Soojin, are you okay? Soojin, are you coming to get Amma? Jungkook, I don't know if she wants me to. Soojin, then run after her, like you run after me when I fall. He froze. Soojin, if you don't, she may not come back. That night, Jungkook stood in front of the mirror. He looked into his own eyes for the first time in years. No more hiding, no more silence. He picked up his keys and ran outside, not just to choose Vayan, but to warn every word he had ever said. As he drove toward her apartment. Jungkook, you don't deserve a man who loves you halfway. If I can give you all of me now, then I will never deserve even a piece of you then. He parked outside. The lights were off in her windows. Still, he stood in the cold night air and whispered upward, Jungkook, please let it not be too late. Jungkook stood outside her building, drenched in rain just like the first night she left him. He could see her lights was off. It was too late. Maybe she was already asleep. Maybe she had already moved on. But his feet wouldn't move. His chest wouldn't let go. Because for the first time in years, he was truly afraid. Not of losing her, but of her never needing him again. Jungkook, you said I never came when it mattered. I'm here now. Does it matter? No answer, only silence, the kind that sounds louder than screams. Vine stood behind the door. She heard his voice. She felt the rain through the glass. Her fingers gripped the handle, but she didn't open it. She wanted to, but this wasn't a drama. This wasn't about a grand romantic moment that could erase years of pain. It was about peace, and she had just started to taste it. Vayan, I beg you with my silence, I planned with my eyes, I screamed in the way I stopped asking. I know that I finally stopped waiting. You are here. Tears round on her cheeks, but she didn't move because love without respect was never worth reopening the door for. Earlier that day, Soojin had crawled into Wine's lap. Soojin, Oma, if I'm not really your daughter, will you still love me? Wine froze. Then she cupped Soojin's little face and held her tighter than ever. Wine, you were never mine by blood. You were mine by choice, and I will keep choosing you even when the world doesn't. Soojin began to cry. Soojin, but Appa, Wine heart cracked again. Wine, Appa is learning what love really means. Sometimes people didn't learn fast enough. Jungkook stormed into Kwan's place, wild and lost. Jungkook, you know this whole time. Kwan, I know she wasn't yours, but I also know that she loves you like you were. Jungkook, why don't you tell me? Kwan, because you don't deserve the truth back then. You were too cold, too cruel. You only wanted control, not love. But Vayan, she gave love without asking for anything back. Jungkook lowered his head. Kwan, she was raising someone else's child while beginning unloved by her own husband. And you don't even say thank you. That's when it hit him. He had not just lost Vayan, he lost the family had chose him. The next morning, he waited again. This time, Wayne come outside. No makeup, no smile. Just the woman he once had, now out of his reach. Jungkook, I'm not here to ask you to come back. I'm here to ask you what you need. If I can be a better father, a better man, from afar, just tell me how not to hurt you again. Wayne looked at him, really looked. Then she stepped closer. Wayne, you want to know what I need? Jungkook, yes. Wayne, I need to never question my worth again. I need to wake up and not wonder if I am too hard to love. I need to raise my daughter in a home where she learns what it means to be valued. Jungkook, I want to give you all that now. Wayne, you are too late. You had all my love when I had nothing left, and you still couldn't hold it. He took a deep breath. He didn't beg. He didn't drop to his knees. He just stand there crying because for once he understood. Some things didn't come back when they are finally respected. Wayne, I'm not angry anymore. I'm just done. Soojin looked at both of them standing in the garden. She walked up to Jungkook. Soojin, Appa, I still want to see you, but I'm going with Uma. Jungkook bent down, trembling. Jungkook, I will wait, even if it takes years. Soojin, I hope you don't. I hope you find happiness too. Even at her age, she knows some people stay in our hearts, not in our homes. Wayne packed her last bag, no wedding photos, no rings, just a journal filled with letters she wrote but never sent. She took Soojin's hands and without a final glance, they left. Please make sure to subscribe, guys.